In the beginning, when the small villages and towns of Galilee were still peaceful and untouched, simple people lived by lakes and rivers. Among them was a man named Simon, a humble fisherman, with hands roughened and skin sunburned from the heat. Yet his heart, like a deep and still lake, was filled with questions and curiosity. He did not know that a light existed in the world, a light that would forever alter the course of his life. The villages were alive with the sounds of daily life. Gentle waves lapped against the stones of the shore, birds sang in the trees, and the wind whispered among the leaves. Yet in the hearts of the people there was an emptiness that even the joys of everyday life could not fill. Simon, despite his simple existence, sought a truth that would give meaning to the world, a light that would illuminate the hearts and reveal the path. One day, a man came into the village, a man known among the people for wisdom and spiritual power. His name was Jesus. His gaze fell upon Simon, and in a voice calm yet compelling, he said, "Follow me, and you shall become a man who builds the houses of the Spirit." Peter hesitated at first. His heart was full of fear and doubt, but a light sparked within him, a light he could not ignore. From that day forward, Simon's life would never be the same. He traveled with Jesus from village to village, from city to city. He witnessed miracles and healings. The blind regained their sight, the sick were restored, the dead were brought back to life. Each miracle struck his heart like a wave, breaking his pride and strengthening his faith. But each miracle was also a test of courage, faith, and loyalty. Peter soon realized that true faith did not lie in witnessing miracles, but in accepting responsibility and standing firm against fear and temptation. When Jesus said that one of his disciples would abandon him, Peter replied with pride, "Even if all fall away, I will never do so." But that very night, in the Garden of Gethsemane, when the soldiers came to arrest Jesus, fear overcame Peter. He denied him 3 times, and each denial shattered his heart, echoing Jesus' gentle question in his mind, "Do you love me?" Each time the question came, Peter fell to the ground, weeping, his spirit burning with sorrow and love. With the resurrection of Jesus, Peter was no longer the same simple man. He returned with newfound courage to a people lost in confusion and fear of the future. He healed the sick, comforted wandering souls, and enlightened the hearts of the skeptical. Yet, in every corner, threats and opposition lurked. Peter's faith was tested with every threat, and each time he rose stronger and more steadfast. A time came when Peter had to protect not only himself, but the collective faith of the disciples. He understood that true faith is revealed not in comfort and safety, but in hardship and pressure, in the dark nights and moments of vulnerability. Whenever shadows of fear descended upon him, the words of Jesus calmed him. "I am with you, and nothing will separate you from me." Peter traveled from city to city, gathering crowds. In markets, homes, and synagogues, he spoke with a fervor that made hearts tremble. At first, simple and skeptical people listened with doubt, but Peter's words, like fire, warmed and ignited dead hearts. He told the stories of Jesus' life, how the hungry were fed, how the sick were healed, how love and forgiveness triumphed over hatred. But the path was never easy. In the shadows, opponents sought to extinguish the light of faith. Peter was repeatedly threatened, imprisoned, and tortured. But every time he was confined, his faith became as tempered iron, strong and unyielding. He understood that trials were not meant to destroy him, but to shape and refine his spirit. Peter then embarked on long journeys from Jerusalem to the cities of Rome and Asia Minor. Each city, each port, each gathering of people was a test. He spoke to the poor, comforted the sick, and sympathized with the suffering. Every small act, every word of kindness was like a stone cast into water, creating waves of faith. During these travels, Peter not only taught the people, but also nurtured disciples. He taught them that faith, courage, and loyalty were the only weapons capable of defending humanity against darkness and temptation. The disciples carried this message from city to city, and it spread like a flame through the night, illuminating hearts with hope and light. Yet Peter's destiny, like that of every true hero, was intertwined with suffering. His enemies sought to destroy him. He was arrested repeatedly, imprisoned, tortured, and even threatened with crucifixion. But at every moment, his faith and love for God acted as an invisible armor. Finally, the time for martyrdom arrived. Peter, this pillar of faith, prepared to lay down his life for the message of God. Along the path to the cross, the people gathered, some in wonder, some in hostility, some in tears. Yet Peter was calm. He knew that his martyrdom was not the end, but the beginning. He knew that faith could conquer darkness and bring light to the world. On that day, Peter was crucified, not with fear or panic, but with courage and serenity, drawn from true faith. His gaze was fixed on the heavens, and his spirit united with God. His voice was not a cry of pain, but a hymn of hope and love that echoed through the crowd. Faith is the only weapon that even death cannot defeat. After Peter's martyrdom, his message lived on in the hearts of his disciples and followers. His teachings, his courage, and his devotion were passed down from generation to generation. The towns and villages, the rivers and mountains, every place he had set foot became a testament to his bravery and faith. His faith, like an eternal flame, guided millions through the darkest times, revealing the path of salvation and God's mercy.